Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome to Talk, Learn, Teach. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Michael. It's so good to see all of you today.
We're thrilled you're here with us. Before we dive into today's special story, we have a small favor to ask. If you love learning English in a fun and meaningful way, please hit that subscribe button. It truly helps us create more content just for you.
Absolutely. And share this with friends, family, or anyone who's on their English learning journey. Together, we can make learning so much more enjoyable.
All right, everyone. Today we're doing something different. We're going to tell you a story, a real story from my life about a day that changed everything for me.
Oh, I love this story, Sarah. It gets me every single time.
I know, right? So let me take you back. It was 5 years ago, and I was living in a small apartment in the city. My life felt stuck. I was working at a job I didn't enjoy, and every morning felt the same. Wake up, get ready, go to work, come home, sleep. Repeat.
That sounds tough, Sarah. A lot of people feel that way sometimes.
Exactly. One Wednesday morning in October, my alarm went off at 6 a.m. like always. I reached over, hit snooze, and pulled the blanket over my head. Just 5 more minutes, I whispered to myself.
We've all been there.
Finally, I dragged myself out of bed around 6:15. I stumbled to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and barely recognized myself. My eyes looked tired, empty. I splashed cold water on my face, hoping it would wake me up, not just physically, but emotionally too.
That image is so powerful.
I brushed my teeth slowly, staring at nothing. Then I walked to the kitchen and made coffee, the same coffee I made every single day. Black, no sugar. I sat at my tiny kitchen table and scrolled through my phone, not really seeing anything.
You're painting such a clear picture here.
At 7:30, I got dressed. Gray pants, white shirt, my uniform basically. I grabbed my bag, put on my shoes, and left the apartment. The hallway was quiet. Everyone else was probably still sleeping or maybe already gone.
Where were you heading that day?
To my office downtown, I worked in customer service, answering calls all day. I took the bus like always. It was crowded, people pressed against each other, nobody talking. I stood near the back, holding onto a pole, watching the city pass by through the foggy window.
Sounds lonely, even surrounded by people.
But then, something unexpected happened. An elderly woman got on the next stop. She looked around for a seat, but everything was full. I noticed her struggling to keep her balance, so I stood up quickly and said, "Please take my seat."
That was so kind of you.
She looked at me with the warmest smile I'd ever seen and said, "Thank you, dear. You have a beautiful heart." Those simple words, they hit me differently that morning. I just nodded and smiled back, but inside, something shifted.
Exciting. Sometimes the smallest moments create the biggest changes.
I know, right? So when I got to work, I sat at my desk and started my day. The phone rang constantly. "Hello, thank you for calling. How can I help you?" I must have said that 100 times. But that woman's words kept echoing in my mind. "You have a beautiful heart."
It's amazing how one compliment can stay with us.
During my lunch break at noon, instead of eating at my desk like usual, I decided to go outside. I walked to a small park nearby that I'd passed 1,000 times but never entered. I sat on a bench, took out my sandwich, and just breathed.
What did you notice?
Everything. The trees moving in the wind, a little girl chasing pigeons and laughing, an old couple holding hands on another bench. I realized I'd been so trapped in my routine that I'd forgotten to actually see the world around me.
That's so real, Sarah. We all need those wake-up moments.
After lunch, I went back to work, but I felt different. I answered calls with more energy, more genuine care. When someone was frustrated, I really listened instead of just waiting for my turn to give scripted answers. At 5 p.m., when my shift ended, I didn't rush home like usual.
What did you do instead?
I went to a bookstore. I'd always loved reading as a kid, but stopped somewhere along the way. I walked through the aisles, running my fingers along the book spines. Then I saw it, a travel book about exploring new places, stepping outside your comfort zone.
Surprised, did you buy it?
I did. I clutched it like treasure and took it home. That evening, instead of watching mindless TV, I sat on my sofa and read. I read about people who quit their jobs to chase dreams, who traveled to countries they couldn't pronounce, who started over at 40, 50, 60 years old.
Impressive. That must have been so inspiring.
It was. I made myself dinner, actually cooked for the first time in months. Just simple pasta with vegetables, but I put on music and danced around my kitchen while stirring the pot.
Ah, I love that image so much.
After dinner, I washed my dishes slowly, thinking about my life. I called my best friend, someone I hadn't talked to properly in weeks, because I was always too tired after work.
How did that conversation go?
Exciting. We talked for 2 hours. We laughed, we shared dreams, we reminded each other who we used to be before life got complicated. She said something I'll never forget. Sarah, you're allowed to want more. You're allowed to change.
Wow, that's powerful.
That night, I didn't go to bed at my usual time. I sat at my kitchen table with a notebook and wrote. I wrote about what I wanted, what scared me, what I missed about myself. I wrote until my hand hurt.
What did you discover?
That I wanted to teach. I'd always loved helping people, explaining things, seeing that moment when understanding clicks in their eyes. I wanted to teach English, to connect with people from different cultures, to make learning feel warm and personal.
And look at you now. You're doing exactly that.
I know, but that night it was just a dream on paper. Still, writing it down made it feel possible. I finally went to bed around midnight, exhausted but hopeful, a feeling I hadn't experienced in so long.
Exciting. So what happened next? You can't leave us hanging.
Well, I wish I could say I quit my job the next day and everything changed instantly, but real life doesn't work like that. However, that day, that one ordinary Wednesday, became my turning point. I started taking small steps. I enrolled in an online teaching course. I practiced speaking English with confidence. I saved money. I prepared.
Impressive. Those small steps add up.
Exactly. 6 months later, I applied for my first teaching position. A year after that Wednesday, I was standing in front of my first class, introducing myself as their English teacher. And now, here I am, sharing this journey with all of you on Talk, Learn, Teach.
That's such a beautiful story, Sarah.
The lesson I want to share is this. Sometimes one kind word from a stranger, one decision to do something different, one moment of honest reflection, it can change your entire path. You don't need to overhaul your whole life in one day. Just do one thing differently. Notice one beautiful thing. Have one real conversation.
Yes, start small, dream big.
So, my friends, think about your day today. What's one thing you can do differently? What's one small step toward the life you actually want? Share it with us in the comments. We genuinely want to know. Your story matters.
And remember, whether you're learning English to travel, to get a better job, to make new friends, or just for the joy of learning, every lesson you complete, every word you practice, every mistake you make and learn from, it's all part of your journey.
Exactly, Michael. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today on Talk, Learn, Teach. If this story touched your heart or inspired you in any way, please subscribe to our channel. We create lessons that aren't just about grammar and vocabulary. They're about real life, real emotions, real growth.
And please leave us a comment. Tell us about a day that changed your life or share what you're working towards right now. We read every single comment, and your stories inspire us just as much as we hope to inspire you.
Exciting! We're building a community here of learners, dreamers, and people who believe in the power of change. Be part of it.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep being the beautiful person you are. Remember, you have a beautiful heart. Don't forget to let it shine.
Goodbye for now, everyone.
See you in the next lesson. Take care.